Chapter 8. Oh, that you wert as my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother. When I should find you without, I would kiss you, yes, and none would despise me. I would lead you and bring you into my mother's house, that you mightest instruct me. I would cause you to drink of spiced wine, of the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand should be under my head, and his right hand should embrace me. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, why should you awaken or stir up love until it please? Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? Under the apple tree I awakened you. There your mother was in travail with you. There was she in travail and brought you forth. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm. For love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The flashes thereof are flashes of fire, a very flame of the Lord. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, he would utterly be contemned. We have a little sister, and she hath no breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day that she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a turret of silver. If she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts like the towers thereof. Then was I in his eyes as one that found peace. Solomon had a vineyard in Baal-hamon. He gave over the vineyard unto keepers. Every one, for the fruit thereof, brought in 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard, which is mine, is before me. You, O Solomon, shalt have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 200. You that dwellest in the gardens, the companions hearken for your voice. Cause me to hear it. Make haste, my beloved, and be you like to a gazelle, or to a young hart upon the mountains of spices. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. And we are continuing in that book, that Song of Songs, that poem of poems, and today we are going to finish it, complete it. And we have found this one who has been in desire of this one almost that can't be had because it already this has been spoken for, this love that already exists. We're going to pick it up here in verse 1. O though you were as my brother, that sucked the breast of my mother, when I should find you without, I would kiss you, yes, and none would despise me. And coming from that feminine, once again, this one that who is trying to have a way to not conceal the love, but to show it openly without this despisement of any kind. 2, I would lead you and bring you into my mother's house, and you mightest instruct me. I would cause you to drink of spiced wine, of the juice of my pomegranate. And I would lead you and bring you into my mother's house, and that's the place where she was born. And this feminine, once again, we have to understand, is a pleasant perspective that was born from the prince. And we can't lose sight of that. But if it was our sister, we would be able to, there would be a love and a respect there, unlike that we'll find out that is sought after. But this that would cause to drink of spiced wine, or that which is flavored or enriched or enhanced in some manner, the juice of a pomegranate, that which comes from desire, I guess we could look at it that way. 3, his left hand should be under my head, and his right hand should embrace me. But that would not be the way it should be. This other way of love, this left hand under, for support, should be under the head, the understanding. and the right hand should embrace me. And this embrace is to like hold, once again, because it's that which is kind of seeking after the spirit in a way to have a way with, in my understanding. For I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, why should you awaken or stir up love until it please? And these daughters of Jerusalem, once again, are going to be those understandings of these teachings of peace. Why should you awaken? Why would you awaken? Especially this one who is almost taken, we'll find out in this love, until it please, even or until that's had its way with. And this always is going to be that drunkenness state, or that understanding to be tempted away by the pleasantnesses of other things other than that which the Lord give us. 5. Who is this that comes up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? Under the apple tree I awakened you. There your mother was in travail with you. There was she in travail and brought you forth. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? And we're going to find out it's this one who has submitted, submitted to be supported in a way under the apple tree, and that apple tree is going to be that place of life, under that pleasantness, that which is given for abundance. And we're going to see that there's a slight change of perspective here in this in this one who is being awakened or brought to life there under that place, in this place. There your mother was in travail with you, and it was there that your mother was in travail with you. This one who conceived you, the one who was going to bring you forth, was giving birth to you there in that place of life. And it was there that she, in travail, brought you forth, and it was there, in that place, you was conceived for a purpose, in other words, brought forth into life for a purpose. And this purpose was for that to love. 6. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm. For love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The flashes thereof are flashes of fire, a very flame of the Lord. Now set me as a seal upon your heart, or a marking, and it's like a memory, a seal upon your arm, or even a seal upon your strength. For love is as strong as death, and love, to love with great strength, is as strong as death, and even we'll find death has no power over it. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave, and jealousy works both ways. It's cruel. It is an anger. The flashes thereof are these flashes of fire, flashes of judgment, great strikes going out. It's just like rages of anger. That's caused by jealousy. A very flame of the Lord, or a very fire of that which is that consumes. 7. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, he would utterly be contemned. And many waters cannot quench love, or much understandings, or much. If it was like a fire, water wouldn't be able to put it out. All the water in the world couldn't put it out. It utterly consumes. And this love is, we have seen, is like this great desire one for another. Neither can the floods drown it. There's no way to put it out. There's no way to cover it up. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, he would utterly be contemned, or he would count it as nothing if he could have what he utterly desires. 8. We have a little sister, and she has no breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she will be spoken for? I'm going to use a little metaphor, I guess you could call it. If we have a little sister, and that's one to come from our mother. She has the understanding of her father, but she has no breast. There's no comfortings within her. What shall we do for our sister in the day that she shall be spoken for? So what are we going to do for her in the day when she should marry? 9. If she be a wall, we would build upon her a turret of silver. And if she be a door, we would enclose her with boards of cedar. Now, if she was a wall, we would build upon her a turret of silver. We would establish on her a beautiful thing. In other words, we could add to her, make her more beautiful. And if she was a door, we could build her out of boards of cedar, or establish her for a long-lasting period of time. There would be something we could do for her, and we're going to see now the feminine response here. 10. I am a wall, and my breast like the towers thereof. Then was I in his eyes as one that found peace. And I am a wall, and my breast are like the towers thereof. A wall is that which is enclosed. The towers are going to be that which are lifted up for the securities. And then this was I in his eyes as one that found peace, or basically one who would close his mouth or be satisfied with that response in a way that it shows security, our ability. 11. Solomon had a vineyard at Bel Hamon. He gave over the vineyard unto keepers. Every one for the fruit thereof brought in 1,000 pieces of silver. Solomon had a vineyard. So, and what kind of vineyard? So we're going to use this as a little parable, kind of like maybe this whole story has been, or a paradigm, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to use this as Solomon's vineyard he had at Baal Hamon, because Baal Hamon, Baal means Lord. Baal it means the Lord, or something that is over. And this Hamon is, it's a roar, a crowd, some kind of commotion going on. I call it chaos. And we can use that some way to keep those thinkers busy. And he gave that over to the vineyard, that vineyard over unto the keepers, or those that was going to take charge of it. Every one for the fruit thereof brought in 1,000 pieces of silver. And he sold all the fruit that would come from it for these 1,000 pieces of silver. So, in other words, he created a vineyard that was already going to be sublet out, and he went ahead and sold the fruit before it was ever planted and harvested. These vines always represent these. We can have many branches or many plants, and take quite some time to explain it all. But the similitude is, sometimes we can get caught up in somebody else's understanding and be just a worker for somebody else who's already getting the greater reward of it all. 12. My vineyard, which is mine, is before me. You, O Solomon, shall have 1,000. Those that keep the fruit thereof 200. My vineyard, that which we're going to see, if we were under that understanding, or stuck in it, we would be confined to a vineyard that Solomon had let us out to keep, and we would have and Solomon would have the 1,000. That would be all the fulfillment or everything that's coming from it, and those that keep the fruit thereof have the 200. And 200 two is always going to be to put to witness, and 100 is the judgment that comes from that. Seems kind of like a far-fetched, but Solomon was thought to be the wisest of all wise men, and some men do get caught up in others' understandings, and they get taken away, and then one thing it leads to another. You're really working for somebody else over in their garden, and that's just an enclosure. 13, you that dwellest in the gardens, the companions hearken for your voice. Cause me to hear it. And that's to those that dwell in the gardens, those enclosures that other people have created. Your companions are, listen for your voice, and now cause me to hear it. 14. Make haste, my beloved, and be you like to a gazelle or to a young hart upon the mountains of spices. Make haste, my beloved, and be you like a gazelle to the young harts, like this one that comes across the mountains, these high places, across the exalted places, like a young hart, one that goes quickly with that natural instinct. Upon the mountains of spices, these places that enrich, and that's going to be our knowledge and our understanding. We're going to finish it up. I did include my usual reading philosophies with this as much, because we're going to see I don't like to get caught up in other people's understandings. I'm one of those that kind of like to think it out for myself. And I have the ability and I have the right to judge and seek out understanding for myself. I don't have to be captive or held by any understanding that I don't see correct. The Lord give me my understanding. The Lord give me the law. The Lord has set me in a path, and I'm not easily disturbed by others who exalt man. But we're going to move forward, my friends, and we're going to be going to Genesis, and there we're going to begin to the Torah, or the instructions, I like to call them. We'll start reading it, and we can get some understanding for ourselves. Going to Genesis. I hope to see you there. Turn and return.